told the leader of the Taliban, before you ever talked about any withdrawal, you said to me, you would obliterate him if he dared not to follow every dotted I, cross T.
Abdul, I did. I had a conversation, had a number of conversations.
And didn't you at one point tell him, I know exactly where you are, and give him the exact coordinates where he was?
No, I sent him a picture of his house. He said, but
where
why?
He was at the time.
He said, but why do you send me a picture of my house? I said, you have to figure that one out.
Well, that's one way to stop wars, especially if we talk about Islamic terror, if we talk about the Taliban. This is definitely a way to stop the Taliban. Unfortunately, how beautiful this moment is or was, the Taliban are, thanks to the Democrats, back in power in Afghanistan. And that's such a shame that so many people over there, so many women and children are now subject to Islamic terror, to Islamic rule that denigrates so many women, that indoctrinates so many younglings into believing a certain worldview that is destructive to themselves but also to the rest of the world, and they claim that it's from Allah. I don't know about that, but so many Muslims do agree with them, and luckily so many Muslims disagree with them. But the fact of the matter is that they are now running Afghanistan, and I think they are really afraid now that Donald Trump won. And we could see surprises in Afghanistan, and I do hope so for the people back there, that they will be protected against the Taliban, that Donald Trump and other world leaders really advocate for women over there and children, that they really protect women and protect children from a destructive worldview as the Taliban propose. So let's hope that Donald Trump will do something in Afghanistan. I don't agree if he starts a war, but definitely do something to support the opposition in Afghanistan against this terror group that is now running a country. That's terrible to think about, that, you know, a group like the Taliban, that are actually terrorists, actually horrible human beings, that they run a country. It's like a terror state. It's horrible what they did to the Afghani people, and that so many Afghan people that I know of, they fled that area, they fled the persecution, and now it will come back. They fled Afghanistan, and Afghanistan should become a better country right now. But unfortunately, as I just said earlier, the Taliban is ruling it. But there should be something done over there. There should be some opposition that should be supported by the West, so the Taliban will lose Afghanistan and the people in Afghanistan will be actually free, and the women will actually have rights. You know, all those feminists here in the West, they claim to speak for women, or they advocate for females, while if we look in the world, they don't do that, you know. They don't advocate for females in the Islamic world that are actually being oppressed, you know, being stoned to death or other things that are happening to them. They only talk about the females living in a safe Christian, well, former Christian West or Western world. And in that area, they are so brave because they can speak out. But in the countries in the Middle East, or maybe even in Asia, or like in China, for example, or North Korea, the feminists in the West, they don't care about the females being oppressed, really oppressed over there, you know. If we talk about some brave women in Iran that are standing against the oppressive regime, they're also being abandoned by the feminists in the West. You know, you have to be a Christian to support these women. So many Christians do support the females and the children from all kinds of the world, because they want them to be free, to make their own life decisions, even if that goes against Christianity. But you still want that for other people because you want it for yourself. And Christianity teaches about doing to others what you want to be done to you. So you want freedom for yourself, but also for others. So you want freedom for others because you also want to be free yourself. You want to have rights for yourself, so others should have rights. So you want others to have the freedom of conscience because you want that. You want to be free in your conscience to make the decisions that you are certain of. And of course, we can have debates about what is good and what is bad. And if certain people believe certain things, we should discuss that. We should have debates or just conversations about that, so people will change their minds, so freely change their own conscious decision. And that is actually freedom. That is actually a world that I would strive for, I would advocate for. But so many people don't advocate for that. And, you know, talk about the Taliban, you know, it's horrible. Those people take the freedoms away from people, even the freedom of conscience. You have to do anything and say and even think what they think. You have to live your life as they see fit. And that is what we see in the world today. We see people that want others to be free because they want to be free, and we see others that want to control others because they love control. They want to control everything in their own lives, in the lives of others. And we have some kind of battle. You can call it a cultural battle, a religious battle, but again, I think it has to do with these things. Do you want to be free and others to be free, or do you want to control others and control yourself, right? Everything about yourself. I think we also have that battle, and maybe you can label certain religions on either side, but I think that is one of the battles that we are in today, and we should oppose the people that want to control the lives of others, and we should support the people that want others to be free as they want to be free. And by saying that, I want to thank you for watching, and let's hope Trump will be a great president of the United States in his second term. He would be the best president for all Americans. Doesn't matter what kind of religion you have, skin color you have, background you have, or you're rich or poor, doesn't matter. I hope he will become the best president of all Americans, even in history if that's possible. And let's hope he leaves America in 4 years in such a great state, that he has a legacy that he left behind that is good for America and even good for the world. Because I hope he will help the rest of the world by stopping the war, stopping the division, and have some fair contribution to the organizations that were designed to help and to bring stability in the world, and that everyone pays along. And don't force America to pay everything, but everyone pays its fair share, all those things. Let's hope America is safe again with a president like Donald Trump. And if he is wrong, then we should call him out for it. And if he makes bad decisions, then we should all come together and say, Trump, you made a bad decision. But if he did well, then we should all say, Trump, you did well. We thank you for your service, not only to the United States of America, but to the whole world. Let's hope that will happen. And thanks again for watching. My name is Aaron. This was Arentainment, and I'll see you in the next video.